Welcome to Mission to Inspire, where we share life experiences in our careers, personal lives, society, culture, religion, finance, family, and much more. Meet your host, Shola Ajibade.
Okay. Right. So, when I was going through your social media and your profile, I could see that there's an app you're developing.
Yes.
What is that app about?
Yeah. So it's an education enhancing app.
Okay.
And it helps the surgical and anesthetic practitioner students. It helps them to gain and enhance their knowledge.
Right.
And I am still in the sort of prototype phase, so I'm still working on it. I've got lots of people testing it out for me, and they kind of give me feedback on things that they want, things that they don't want. I just finished my business plan, and I did a pitch yesterday for funding. So it's coming together nicely, just rolling slowly. And the app is basically a great way for students to get information really quickly at the touch of one button, and that's really what it is. It's just there as an extra support for them to continuously, educate themselves. They can use it as a revision tool, it's just a great piece of toolkit that they can use to help them again get through the degree, because it is a really hard degree. It's really hard.
Okay. Yeah. That's interesting. So what challenges have you encountered as a businesswoman just starting out?
Oh gosh, there's so many. I think the main one, when you first start and decide that you want to be a businesswoman, is just figuring out business. Like it's such a magnitude of information out there for you in terms of business and how you want to start it. What kind of business is it? For me, I had to figure out, am I going to be self-employed or, am I going to have a limited company?
Yeah.
And for me, it was more limited company, because I want to be the director of the company, and then I want to have, dividends coming into the business. I want to have staff members. I want to have employees. So I was thinking about it from the perspective of the end goal and then working my way backwards. So I want the business to be global. I want to be able to help as many people as I possibly can all over the world, because, we have ODPs everywhere. So I want to be able to help them all over the world. So that's where I started. I was like, what is the end goal for this business? And then work my way backwards. But in doing that, there's lots of challenges. I've got to think about how I'm going to be able to do that. Do I have enough people to do that? Who do I know? Because it's about relationships with people. How can they help you? What resources do I need? Because you're going to need a lot of money to be able to do this.
Exactly.
And it's a case of finding, am I going to want investors, or am I going to try and make the money myself, and then what they call bootstrapping, try and make the money myself and then use that to fund my business, or am I going to go for grants and those kind of things. So it's about asking questions about what you want, and then realizing, is that actually what you want? And sometimes I've made decisions where I've gone, yes, that's exactly what I want, but then it's not worked out. And because there was a point where I wanted to joint venture with an organization, and I thought it was going to be a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer, I've got this amazing piece of kit that can help so many people. It's a no-brainer, and I for sure thought that they would be up for it, and they weren't. They just felt like it wasn't for them. And the old me would have thought, okay, I should just quit, because obviously they don't want it. So, I obviously made a bad decision. But deep down, actually, it's funny, because now that I know that I've grown as a person and I've helped personally developed myself and my mindset, I just thought to myself, okay, that's no problem. They don't want it. That's okay. I actually don't need them. I can do this by myself. I can absolutely do this.
Yeah.
And those are the kind of challenges where you're having to, you're having to explain to people what it is you're trying to do, and show them the benefits of what you're trying to do, and you know it works, you know you can help people, they've told you it's helped them, you know, but people can't see that, and they say, oh no, thank you, that's all right, you know, it's not for me, and you know, we're not going to do that. And you have to be able to take that rejection. It's really hard sometimes to be able to take the rejection, but I feel like the rejection fuels me, because it makes me think, okay, if I'm actually not getting that many rejections, it means I'm not putting myself out enough. People don't know about me. They're not listening to me. They're not hearing me. Yes. So I should be getting more rejections, because that means that people have heard what I've said and they've made a decision and they've decided, no, thank you. And that's okay, you know. So a friend of mine who basically helps people with running their salons, we were talking about this, because she's a really big entrepreneur, and she said, if you're not getting 20 rejections a day, you're not doing what you're supposed to do. You need to put yourself out there.
That is a lot.
Exactly. I said, well, that is a lot. She said, no. 5 rejections,
even 5 rejections alone dampens your spirit.
Exactly.
You kind of reevaluate, like, is this really meant for me? Should I be doing this?
When you read about other people's stories, you know, like Colonel Sanders, KFC, he got so many rejections. He didn't start until he was 91, you know. KFC, yeah, you know. So those kind of things make me think, okay, I should take on these rejections, as we say, and then, you know, move on. It's a case of not changing your actual goal, your actual dream. That shouldn't be changed. It's just the strategy of the actual dream that should be changed. So if you feel like it's not working out for you because of whatever obstacles in the way, change your route, change your pathway. There's so many ways to get to your destination.
So I just want to ask one question, basically. With your business model, is it more of coaching that you do? I know you help and support, but then is it coaching that you do?
Yeah, I would say it's transformational coaching. So I take people from, so most of my clients, they're in a place of negative thoughts. They don't feel like they can succeed. They feel like they just don't have the know-how. They don't feel like they can get to that result that they want. So I take them from that place and I show them the pathway, give them a map. These are the small things that you need to do every single day. You know, think about who you want to be in the next 6 to 9 weeks. Who do you want to be in the next 6 to 9 weeks? And think of that person, and I'll show you how you can do that. You can just change your perspective in the smallest way. Instead of always thinking negative thoughts, you can switch it up with gratitude. Think about the things that you have, that you do have, the things that you are, the things that you're able to do, the way you live your life, the things that you can be grateful for. And use that instead of always thinking about what you don't have, what you're not, the money you don't have, the house you don't have, clothes, blah, blah, all those things, you know. You know, you're not happy with the way you look, those kind of things. And switch it, you know. And I've been, it's worked, you know. The strategy has helped a lot of people switch their viewpoint, their mindset, because everything starts with the mind. Before you start anything, you've got to get your energy up. You've got to be focused on what you're trying to do.
That's true.
And you've got to use your brain in a positive way. It's got to be, you know, gratitude. It's got to be, it's all about hard work, because a lot of people think that, you know, it's just easy to be a successful person, and it's not. You know, it may look easy to certain people, but you don't really know what people are doing behind closed doors, the sacrifices that they're making. And everybody is making some sort of sacrifice. I don't, you know, people think that they're not, but they are. And it takes time as well. It's not something that happens overnight. It's just not. It's going to take time, and you have to be willing to be patient as well. So yeah, it's definitely. I would say it's transformational coaching and mentoring as well. I do a lot of mentoring with students, with clients, and just try and uplift them a little bit more and show them, a lot of people think, I'm not, because they see me as successful, they think that they can't be successful. But I just try and remind them, there's things that you've been through. There's no way in this life you've got to this age and you haven't been through anything. There's things that you've been through and you've overcome them. You're here, so you've overcome them. A lot of people go, oh yeah, but I didn't get through it. You did, because you're here, you're alive, you're not crying anymore, you're not hiding in your bedroom under the covers, you're outside with makeup on. Come on, you're here. So you did get,
and you're talking about it.
You're talking about it.
Exactly.
You may have cried through it. You may have, felt like you just wanted to end yourself. You may have felt like you couldn't go on any longer. Yeah. But the point is, you got through it. You are here. You're here. And you're no longer crying. You're no longer, hiding in the dark room. You've brought yourself out into the light. So you got through it. So you have to, people forget. I think our brain kind of cancels things for us, where you forget about the bad times and the things that you've actually been able to overcome. And so I just try and remind them, you've been through some adversity. You've had some tumultuous times. You have, remember those times, and then think about the fact that you're not going through that tumultuous time right now. And then you'll know that you do have the strength to actually go for what you want.
Yes.
That's kind of what I try and remind them of. Yeah. And use scenarios that, people love to tell me their stories. I love to listen to their stories. So it really helps. It helps me kind of understand where their mind frame is, and then I can help them that way.
Right. Okay. So have you got any advice for those who are working and wanting to start a business? Because you're still working, you're doing your day job. And you're doing this amazing project and business that would, help and elevate a lot of women out there, and not just women, as you said. You also it's literally anyone, really. I mean, the main tips I would say, there's kind of three. I always go with mindset first, because that you can't do anything without mindset. So think about. When people think about what they want to achieve, it's a case of getting your mind right first. So you need to remove those negative thoughts. And the way to do that is with gratitude. It's the only way. So, when you wake up, set your day, make sure you wake up and be grateful for opening your eyes that day, having a roof over your head, having food in the fridge. There's so many things you can do where you just sit down and start the day with, you can start the day with like 3 things that you're grateful for, just 3, and just recite them to yourself. I'm grateful for my body today, that I'm able to get up out of bed and walk to the shower or walk to the kitchen. I'm able-bodied. I'm able to hear. I'm able to see. Yes. I'm able to have breakfast today. I'm able to hug my family members. Wow. Anything, Whatever, it could be the
smallest thing, things that we take for granted, because there's so many people that can't get out of bed, that can't walk down their corridor into their bathroom. They have to be, carried, or they have to go in their wheelchair, or they can't get there at all, So there's things those little things that you take for granted, be grateful for them, and start the day on a positive note. I'm telling you, it will make a huge difference to you and your day. It will help you, uplift you. So mindset is a huge one, and gratitude is the way to start with that. Then you've got to think about how you're going to start your wonderful dream of having your own business while you're working, and start making some plans about that. Whatever it is that you're really interested in, whatever makes you excited and makes you think, if I would give up this job today, if I could start being a photographer, or if I could go off and make videos, the videographers and things like that, whatever it is that you're really interested in, artistry, whatever. Make a plan, sit down and think about exactly what you want. Who would you be? I'm really one about, writing things down.
Right.
Because when I write things down, they happen.
Okay.
For me. So I encourage people to write it down as if it's already happened.
Okay.
So, if that's what you want to do, write it as if you're doing it right now. And where would you be? What would you be doing? What would your day be like? Who would you be talking to? What do you eat? Do you work out? What car do you drive? Those kind of things. Write it all down. Be really specific about it. What are you wearing? All that stuff, I'm always big for writing it down and make a plan about how you want it to happen.
Right.
And it's just, the more specific you are, the more you visualize it.
Yes.
Then you will realize that it's actually really easy for you to obtain it. It's not that far away.
It is not that far
because
away.
you have already written it down and you've got the details of it. You can see it, you can just about touch it. That's how deep you need to go into it. And then once you've done that, then you do your research. I'm huge on research. Google is an amazing tool. You can Google anything you want. There is a book for everything. There is a video on YouTube for everything. And you can find out how to become whatever it is you want to become by reading and by going on Google and YouTube. I'm telling you, when people say, I don't know how, somebody's made a video about it. I'm telling you now, they've made a video. They've probably got a vlog that they've been doing for 2 years, showing you exactly what they did to become that person.
Exactly.
It's available to everybody, but I think people don't realize about researching and just taking the time to just have a look and see what's out there for you. And it could be just fear of actually it going right. What am I going to do when it actually happens? I'm going to have to give up this job. Oh my God. And that's okay. It's okay to have a little bit of fear. Fear is good, but don't let it stop you. Don't let it stop you in your tracks.
Exactly.
Let it feel you and be like, oh, this is exciting, because it's the same kind of emotions, really. So you should use research, use the resources that we've got. So many free resources. Social media is amazing. So many resources that we can use to help us research and find out exactly what are the steps to get to where I want to be, and if you can't find it on Google, someone has written a book about it. I guarantee there are so many books. Somebody's written a book about it. They've written some sort of autobiography about their journey to becoming whatever it is that you want to become. Someone's done it. So, Audible's really good. If you don't want to read, you can listen. Audible's amazing, because I know some people don't like reading books, but you can listen. You can listen while you're doing your everyday stuff. And I would say those are the three things. So mindset is a huge one. Writing it down, getting it so clear to you exactly what you want to be, how you want it to look. How much money do you make? Who do you hang around with? Who are your friends? All of that. What you're wearing, everything. Get it down on paper and do your research about the thing that you want to be, whatever it is. Read about it, watch videos about it, but saturate yourself with it.
Exactly.
And then the last one is to get expert help. Find someone to help motivate you, because motivation is a hard one to keep up. People always say, oh, how do you stay motivated? I don't. I truly don't stay motivated. There's days when I'm just like, I don't want to do this today. But it's about habit. It's about consistency. It's about doing the same thing every single day. And you will see results. You will. It's like going to the gym. If you go to the gym every day, you will see results.
You can see some results. True.
So it's about consistency. Not really about being motivated. Yay, let's go get it. But sometimes you do need that, and you need a mentor. You need somebody that can give you that push every now and again to say, this is where you were this month. This is where you want to be this month. Let's go get it. This is what you need to do. Or, you're doing a great job. How's it going? They're checking in with you. They're showing you strategies on how to do certain things. Things like that. So it's important to have, those kind of things to get you started, really. Yeah.
Yes, that's very true. So for people that might want to contact you or might want to come on your program, how can they contact you?
Well, they can find me on Instagram. That's basically why I am all the time.
Okay.
So my page is Dreams, Degrees and ODPs. I'm on there pretty much every day, just posting every day, and my live chats every Wednesday. So you come and join me on a Wednesday evening at 7:30. I do have my website as well, which is all the w's.kelechichapfika.co.uk. You can find me there as well. Yeah, all the socials really. I'm all on there. Yeah, pretty much.
That is so interesting. And touching on one thing that you just said when you were, advising our listeners on how to, if they want to start a business and working. One thing I'd like to touch on is it's so amazing what technology has really done, made it easy for people. But like you said, a lot of people don't even know or can't discover that they can find out what they need to do what they want just by researching.
Yeah. I think also some people do the research, but they get overwhelmed with the results that they get. So if you Google something and then you get 32 million, results of it, and you think, God, where do I start? This is too many. So the way that I look at things, if something looks too overwhelming, it's too much, I kind of break it down, make the question more specific. So say, for example, you want to become an ice skater. That's your dream. That's your lifelong dream, but you don't know where to start. You don't even know where the closest ice rink is to you.
Yeah.
Find out where the closest ice rink is first. The closest ice rink near me, you'll get a list. You find out which one is more convenient for you to get to. Think about how you're gonna need to practice a lot. Are you gonna be able to get there? On a regular basis, 2-3 times a week. Are you going to be able to do that? That mile drive or whatever it is, 2 miles, or get on the train or whatever. So you find the one that's closest to you, then you figure out, go onto their website and have a look at what lessons they provide. What days are they? How much does it cost? Then you contact them and say, can I do a trial with you? Can I come and come and look at your facilities? Can I come and figure out if this is for me? Am I going to be comfortable? Come and talk to you about, what your lessons structures are like. Those are the kind of steps you take. And then before you know it, you're there 3 to 4 times a week.
Wow.
6 months later, you're a professional.
Exactly.
That's how it works. That's how it works. But you have to take those steps. If you Google it and there's 32 million ice rinks near you, you're going to be like, oh, Jesus Christ. But you just got to think about it logically. Find the one that you're going to be more comfortable getting to. Is it going to work for my life at the moment? Do I have to change a couple of things to get there? Is it really logical that I'm going to be, going to this ice rink that's 5 miles away? I'm going to be exhausted after work. I'm probably not going to go. So, you just got to think about how much you want it, and if you're going to be willing to put the work in, the practice in to get to the ice rink every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's a case of doing the research and then breaking it down, making it more specific to what you are looking for. You can really, because that's the good thing about Google, it can really show you exactly what you're looking for. If you change the wording, slight change of wording will give you what you need. So technology is really coming along a lot more than, when I was young. We barely had dial-up when I was young. So, the fact that you can now just put in a few words into a search engine and it will show you videos, books, places that you can go to. It's just amazing. It's absolutely amazing. There's you've got Instagram where you can just put anything in there. People will show you videos that they've made of them being at the place that you really want to go to. If you want to go to Paris, you can find videos of going to Paris. So many people have been there before you go. And then you think to yourself, should I go? It looks amazing. I'm going to go. There's reviews about things.
Yes.
So before you go anywhere, you already know what you're going to experience.
What you're going to experience or expect. That's true.
Yeah. You know, your expectations are okay. You know, you can say, oh, they've got really good reviews. We're going to go here.
Yes.
And, you know, when you get there, it's going to be a good time. Didn't have that when I was younger. If you went somewhere, you wouldn't know if it was good or not until you got there, and you might have traveled so far to get there, you know. And it may not be what you thought it was going to be.
True.
But that's how it was back then, you know. So there's so many things available to people. They just need to be open to getting that information and kind of picking out the things that they want. Because we do have choices. I think a lot of people think we just have to work a 9 to 5 and you know, do 40 to 50 hours a week and just have weekends off and stuff like that. And you don't.
No,
you don't. You don't have to have one wage. It's actually encouraged to have more than one income stream, so that you're not always worrying about your bills, you know, the cost of living, your petrol prices and everything, because you've already buffered yourself with 4 or 5 different income streams. So it doesn't matter to you whether it goes up or down, because you can afford it.
Exactly.
Yeah, these are the kind of things that they don't teach our children. They didn't teach me. They didn't teach, you know, we kind of have to figure it out for ourselves.
Exactly.
You know, and there's lots of opportunities to us. We just don't know about it. You just got to do research. Whatever you want to do, you can do it, because somebody else has already done it. That's how you know you can do it.
That's true. That's very true.
You know?
Thank you.
Somebody's done it and written a book about it, you know.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Kelechi. Thank you so much. It's so amazing having you on our talk show today, and all the things that you shared, your experience, your journey. I mean, it's like interesting and amazing to hear from you firsthand.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. You know, it's actually my first one, so this is good. I'm very excited.
And you were a very good guest. Oh my God.
Thank you. Thank you
so much for coming on our show today. We really appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Thank you. And bye, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you. Bye.
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 Thank you for joining us today on Mission to Inspire. Subscribe if you have not already done so. Like, comment, leave a message. Let's stay connected. Let's jointly inspire the world.